constantly thinking, like, do I look as good as those girls, like, every time you go to put up a picture. It's kind of sad that, like, people almost measure, like, how good their life is based upon the number of likes they get. And it's really sad because, like, if you think about it, like, our parents didn't have these things. Like, they didn't have things constantly in their face making them feel bad about the way they look or, you know, the size they are or, like, the clothes that they have. Seeing these things makes you feel not always like you're good enough. It just shields us from a lot, but at the same time it doesn't shield us from anything at all. The media does not care that there's so many, like, suicides over this kind of stuff. Like, no one talks about that. It's kind of just swept under the rug now.
Seeing these models and workout things on Instagram or Twitter, and you want to look like that, so you're just sad because you don't, or you'll start having unhealthy practices because you want to look like that. Like,
you see these beautiful girls that don't think that they're good enough or skinny enough, and, like, they're perfect the way they are. And they feel like their amazing personalities don't matter because they don't look like the girls that they see on social media. And it makes me so sad because these girls are like 12 and 13 years old now with their faces caked with makeup and, you know, their hair, like, done perfectly and, like, sucking in pictures, trying to make themselves look thinner and prettier, and, like, it's just really sad because they don't appreciate the way that they look.
They are at such a disadvantage because they're getting that pressure of society at such a younger age. We're like this now, what the hell are they?
Yeah, it's gonna be so much worse.
Society's never gonna go back to a time with no cell phones or no social media or...
And technology's just gonna keep on getting greater and greater, and there's gonna be even more and more of this thrown in these young girls' faces.
I barely Instagram because I'm afraid of not getting likes and that people are going to judge me for my Instagrams. So I don't Instagram and I don't have followers. 300.
That's not fair. She's 137. It's 158. Low 70s.
125 or 130.
Social media makes me feel like it's abnormal for me that I'm not having, like, I feel like I'm not having as much fun as everybody else, but, like, I probably am. I just don't take as many pictures because I like to live in the moment and not photograph it.
Social norms. Yeah, it defines social norms and dictates the way people think.
It's like taking away, like, people's individual, like, personality and style.
So I think that media, it really puts a pressure on girls. For me, it's always like weight and having to exercise.
Well, I think that it makes us really unhappy, and we're just so focused on, like, how many likes we get and stuff like that, and, like, whether we look good in pictures. So we're not actually focused on, like, making the memories. It's all about, like, whether the pictures will be cute, whether those panoramas
and, like, whether your skinny arm is there or not.
I can't skinny arm anymore. My arm is so large.
You have to, like, roll your shoulders back and, like, push your boot
No, you have to, like, do you want to know how to skinny arm? Send your pictures to me.
This girl is so skinny. She just Instagrams pictures of how skinny she is, and then she Instagrams pictures of food. How does that make sense?
It's like sugary soda.
Let me see.
That makes Tulana University 2018. Officially Tulana.
Oh my god.
Skinny. No, she's not scary skinny. She's like fit skinny. It's not okay. Why don't I look like that?
She's like the worst.
Go to the picture of her arms. She's cut.
Not even.
Yeah.
Oh my god, look at her. Look at her freaking arms.
I have two apps. Facetune is for the body and the face, and Perfect 365 is definitely just for the face. And you need both to sort of have, like, the best possible picture. Your body will go from, like, 20 pounds overweight to, like, 10 pounds.
From fat to fabulous.
Alright, so now fat to fit. From fat to fit.
We see the celebrities online, especially, like, just recently, the Victoria's Secret fashion show, and we have this image that we want to be just like them. And it's nearly impossible for us to have a body like that. But when you see these people, all these like models on TV, they come out as so glamorous and beautiful that you want to be a spitting image of them. Their bodies are just so perfect. Like the way that it's shaped. It might just be airbrushing or something that they do, but what the media displays makes us like normal people want to be exactly like them. We strive to be something that we're not, and there's so much pressure from the outside world to look a certain way, and often that image is tan, skinny, big breasts. We just have this perceived image to look like the all-American, like, perfect girl. I was really self-conscious about my nose. I had a super flat nose. I took out like a piece of like bone from like right here, and then they put it like here to like lift it, I guess. So I had like a thing on my nose for like a week, 2 weeks or so, and it was so hard to breathe. And then once I got it off, I cried in the doctor's office for like 30 minutes.
Girls feel like there's this like impossible standard to be perfect, but how things are changing, girls won't feel that they're beautiful until they're like made of plastic, basically.
We live in this age of constant change and competition. Each form of technology is shifting to be better than the next, and each girl is altering her appearance to come closer to the impossible standards we hold for beauty and femininity. We've cultivated a world in which escaping the pressures of society is near impossible. We place our self-worth on the back burner, and we strive for unobtainable excellence at the expense of our individuality, our happiness, and our well-being. These continuous messages, they tell us who to be, how to act, what to look like. They come from every direction, and they pick away at the American woman, one post, one commercial, and one magazine cover at a time. We hold smartphones in our hands, but the way we consume its messages is not smart at all. It's time we think critically about what's fed to us day after day, and acknowledge one another for individual successes and our potentials as contributing members of society. It's time we put down the phones and pick up our confidence levels, because hiding behind photo filters and edited profiles are young girls and women who have the potential to be much more than what is perceived by the media. Much, much more.